Good morning, TFR. Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on The Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
It's Friday, my dudes.
It is Friday, my dudes. And welcome to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio. My name is Josh Corey, and I am joined this morning by only one, just one of my good friends and co-hosts here on the show, Mr. Zachary Zabala, Z Squared. You may know him as Good Times for All. Here on the YouTubes, GUDTIMS, the number 4, ALL. Zach, how you doing? If you're there.
Man.
Good year.
Yeah, I'm here. Dude, I don't know. I have an alarm set. Skype didn't ring. My alarm didn't go off. Did you try to call my phone before?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Skype was being weird for me too. It wouldn't let me click on anything. I could open it up and maybe open a window or two, but I couldn't click any conversations or make any calls. So I had to close it down and restart it and find out I needed to update Skype, and that didn't help. So I had to shut down the computer and restart it. That seemed to do it. That just cut me awfully close to the start of the show.
All right. Well, everybody out there, remind me in an hour, right before the second break, I got to go wake Jaren up for school.
All right.
Because I got an alarm set, but apparently my alarms don't go off. They just, dude, it's set to go off like, every 5 minutes, 3 times if it doesn't wake up the first time, all that stuff. Nothing. And I'm not a very deep sleeper.
That's really weird.
I know, it's starting to kind of irk me now. Like, wait a minute, is somebody messing with me or something? I don't know. How you doing, Josh?
Oh, I'm doing all right, I guess. It was a nice, quiet day yesterday. Got up, went to work, came home.
Those were nice days.
Cleaned up a little. Dixie asked me what I wanted for dinner. I told her pancakes, because that's easy. So it was pancakes for my birthday dinner. She took care of dinner and my birthday cake all in one. And that was about the extent of it. Nothing too spectacular. Dixie did get me a gift certificate to a sensory deprivation tank, a float tank. So one of these days I'll spend an hour in some saline solution at body temperature in an enclosed little pod where I can just float and relax.
I've always wanted to do that.
Me too. That's how she knew it was a safe gift, because she knew I'd always wanted to do one.
Yeah, Dixie's awesome. Well, that's good. Nice, not eventful, quiet. Quiet's good.
Quiet is good,
At this age now, quiet is good.
right? I was talking to one of my nieces on the phone last night, and she couldn't quite understand why adults just didn't really care for birthdays too much. I said, well, it's kind of like counting down the time before you go to bed. Just that dread, and you see it approaching ever so slowly, and then getting faster and faster and faster. Yeah, that's about what having birthdays is when you get older. Thank you very much, Alan Holman, the Alan Holman, our executive line producer extraordinaire, wishing me a happy birthday, which was yesterday, so I'm told.
You were up yesterday, weren't you? When I texted you, I figured you were up.
No, I was not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Didn't wake me up. I am a deep sleeper. I sleep like a rock.
I guess I do too now. I don't know.
Well, usually even if it goes off and you miss it, it'll tell you you missed an alarm.
Yeah, it didn't say anything like that. It's insane. I don't get it.
No strange alarms going off in the afternoon, though, huh? Got your AMs and PMs all straight?
I do military time. I don't know
that's
what
right. You don't got to worry
4
about
p.m.
that shit.
is. I know what 16 is. I don't know what 4 p.m. is.
Yeah, shit, I don't know. I might have ideas now. Unless maybe you have
Dang.
an MP3 file on your phone that is just silence. And somehow that MP3 file got set as your alarm so that when it goes off, it does go off, but it goes off by playing silence.
No, it's I forget which one it is. It's like Stare. I don't know. It's the one that isn't that annoying. I got like two ringtones.
I think that's the one I got.
Annoying. No, but it's got to make some kind of noise. I wouldn't set it on silent.
Yeah, but that's the one that's not annoying.
Ooh, guess what's coming today?
What's coming today?
Waiters.
Ooh, waiters.
I'm going to be doing the show tonight from the middle of the creek.
Just don't stop your phone.
No, it's got a little case that's waterproof to hold your phone for you with a little clip.
Shit, you can't beat that. You're awfully trusting.
Yeah, I'm not putting it in there. No way. But yeah, they're neoprene, so won't have to worry about the cold too much. But I was out scouting yesterday. I've been hanging out on those rocks a lot lately.
Yeah, I saw you out there on Wednesday, just chilling out.
Just sitting. I love that. It's like my little seat. Boys will come hang out there with me.
Oh,
I finally met that white dog. Someone said there was a white dog walking behind me during one of my live streams.
Didn't even know it though, huh?
Nope, no clue. Real nice though.
Well, good. I'm surprised.
I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that I'm surprised you went with waders and not one of those gyroscopic phone holders. I thought maybe you'd start gearing up for your First Amendment audits.
Nah.
Decided not to go ahead and start that, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an awfully expensive endeavor. At least the first time you get arrested. Then it's an awfully expensive endeavor.
No, I don't know. That was one of those things you like see and you're like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that. And now it's like, I don't want to go harassing cops. And it's not really harassing cops, but I don't know.
I just got better things to do with my time. As important work as they do, I will let them to it. Maybe if there was nobody doing it anymore, I might have to take up the mantle. But as it is, there are so many people out there doing it now. I don't feel the need. I would much rather sit back and watch and enjoy and look at the fruits of their labor.
Yeah. Hey, I'm on the side of a mountain or a hill scratching away at the topsoil right now. This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. I only have about a third of that compost thing filled. But it looks so good.
I bet.
It's like ready to go. I could just take a shovel out there and just start digging and put sand and all kinds of clay and crap down in there, but nah, we're just gonna go with the it's compost already.
Well, that's half the work right there.
Yeah, that's why I figured I'll just do it now, and then it'll be ready to go by springtime. We won't have to wait till a year after. Like Adam McKenzie, we had to put so much horse manure into his compost to get it started. He had that Florida sand.
Just nothing growing in there. No little biomes to start breaking stuff down.
Nothing at all. And I am mixing a lot of clay in with it. Not a whole lot, but enough to where you can kind of see red specks in it. I want to get all that iron and that iodine out of the soil into my plants. Yeah, it's going to be nice. I don't know if it's going to have to be raised beds or not. It seems like the further up the hill you go, the more clay and less rock you find. At least that's what I'm finding so far. This ground is not weird, different. It's very different. What's it like out there in Missouri? You guys have dirt, don't you?
We do. We got a bit of topsoil mostly. Around here where I am now, it's just kind of so built up. Everything's all fill dirt and construction dirt, and there's no real natural gauge of how it is out here. And we've been in the process of house hunting. And I was thinking, when we do buy a house, there's a good chance I might have to fence off some area for the dogs or for chickens, fingers crossed, and goats, fingers crossed. But got me thinking back to when I was a teenager. And when my dad said that he'd buy me a horse, all I needed to do was fence off the pasture. Which at 16 sounds like a hell of a deal. A horse?
Yeah, that's all you got to do. That's it.
Here's your post hole digger. Don't forget, dig your corner posts first. Just come get me if you need any help.
A pasture, good Lord, how big was it?
It was good size. It was pretty good size. And it was really just an open field. And it required me literally putting in corner posts, running lines, going through and driving down barbed wire fence posts from one end to the other all the way around the pasture, and then running wire, setting up the come along and tightening the wire down, going back and running clipping the wire to the poles. It was a chore. But it was the digging of those corner posts, those post holes, especially here in the Ozarks where everything is flint and limestone. And we have some topsoil, but it doesn't go very deep. And it's pretty rocky to get through there until you hit the actual bedrock, which seems to be pretty high because there's just limestone cliffs is where I was basically.
Hey, digging post holes in dirt sucks.
Yes, it does. But I also needed a 80-pound pry bar to poke around and dig around in there and try to dig out rocks. And yeah, sparks flying because it's all flint. So I'm driving this big thing down there trying to crack these flint rocks, and sparks are flying up out of the hole. It was quite an experience at 16 years old.
I remember we did an electric auger. My stepdad, he bought 120 pine trees.
Ooh.
And he had an acre of land, and he was going to line them all the way around the outside of it. There were 3 of them. And then just have it open in the backfield to the farmer's field. And we got an electric post hole digger. And we thought, oh, okay, cool. This will be easy. Good Lord, those things weigh like 80 pounds.
Uh-huh. Got a
I'm
lot
sitting
of
there
torque.
trying to hold a motor that's torquing you. Two guys, the first 40 were fine. I was like, yeah, let's go. And then we got to like 80 and he decided, well, I'm old and we need to take a break. And that's the worst thing to do, is to stop. And then when you still have,
Another third to go.
yeah, another third to go, and you stop for 10 minutes and let your arms. Dude, I could barely lift the thing the last 40.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah. I don't ever want to do that again. Not the electric one. I'd rather dig them by hand in dirt, at least. I couldn't even imagine trying to do an electric one with rocks everywhere. That you'd be getting thrown all over the place.
Yep. You just jerk your arm right out of the socket. So
Well,
Walter,
hello, everybody out there in chat. How y'all doing?
exactly.
We don't have Walt here.
We don't. I just saw them asking about Walt a little bit earlier. And I completely missed it. I just said that he wasn't here. I didn't say where he was, but he actually may pop in. He said it was possible he may pop in the morning. Possibly. But he will likely not be joining us this afternoon. So I know he and Michelle have some things to take care of. Been a little bit hectic there, so shout out and lots of love their way. And fingers crossed, maybe he will pop in and join us. You just never know, especially with Walt. It'll be when you least expect it, more than likely.
Yes, Sean Oko says make a clay brick oven. That's one thing I plan on doing. If this is enough clay here, that's what I really want to do. I want to dig it out, turn the clay into bricks, and then use those bricks to build the beds. I would love that.
You need to figure out how to stamp designs or something into the bricks before you fire them. Something. There's got to be some way you can make like artisan oven-fired
I'm
bricks.
finding red bricks out here in the ground. And when I was doing a live stream about the compost, Daz brought up a really interesting idea that like these were Tartarian buildings, all this perfect red clay that you find all over the place.
Uh-huh.
It's in Hawaii, it's here. What if these were, big giant buildings or a city, red brick city that just got cataclysmed?
Little directed energy attack.
Maybe, yeah, or mud flood, whatever melted all the rocks all over this plane that we live on. Something happened. But clay is weird. It's different. I don't see how it forms in big pools like it does.
Big
Of
deposits.
just clay like that. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just have trouble wrapping my mind around how clay works.
You could probably do a little Encyclopedia Brown boy detective work too if you wanted. Look up just history on the property. Maybe there was something there. I mean, you're by a river. Chances are there was going to be civilization somewhere near this creek.
Yeah, and it's right where actually two creeks come together, maybe 50 yards up the river.
Yeah, see, there's probably a mill of some sort, like a grist mill, some sort of old.
Well, yeah, and that wall there for no reason whatsoever. There's like that little dam there with the hole in it, and then the water worked its way around the side. Why is that thing even there? Yeah, there was something definitely here at one time. So I'm excited to dig. I want to find something. That's another reason I'm not going shovel crazy and I'm just doing it nice and slow and just shaving off the top as I go. People are finding stuff all the time.
They are. I bet you'd probably do really well with a metal detector and maybe even a fishing magnet.
I know, I was thinking about that too. Oh, I'm going panning for gold today.
I've always wanted to do that. It seems like I could be relatively patient enough to spend several weeks.
Yeah,
Panning
I
for
got the
gold.
patience for sure. It's I've been looking into it. Where we are is like perfect. Well, there's 5 gold mines in this county. And it's just with the quartz everywhere the way like you dip your hand in here where you see it looks like sand and you pull out what looks like sand and you pull it out and look at it in the sun and it's all little small crystals. All of it. There might be a little rock in there with some kind of mineral in it, some type of iron or something like that in there. But like there is no sand. All that stuff has been like washed away. It's wild.
That is wild. And again, it does seem strange there would be gold deposits there on the East Coast. I just assumed everything was West Coast because that's where all the gold rush happened and all that good stuff. It's almost as though there's just too much gold out there.
Yeah, they don't want us looking for it out here. Now we'll just tell them there isn't any. They won't look.
Well, according to life science, there's too much gold in the universe, and nobody knows where it came from. Something is showering gold across the universe. It's just your basic universal golden shower. But no one knows what it is. Here's the problem. Gold is an element, which means you can't make it through ordinary chemical reactions, although alchemists tried for centuries. To make the sparkly metal, you need to bind 79 protons and 118 neutrons together to form a single atomic nucleus. That is an intense nuclear fusion reaction. But such an intense fusion doesn't happen frequently enough, at least not nearby. To make a giant trove of gold, we need to find on Earth and elsewhere in the solar system. And a new study has found the most commonly theorized origin of gold, collisions between neutron stars, can't explain gold's abundance either. So where's the gold coming from? There are some other possibilities, including supernovas so intense that they turn a star inside out. Unfortunately, even such strange phenomena can't explain how blinged out the local universe is, the new study finds. It looks like it rambles on for many, many more paragraphs talking about gold, and apparently there's too much. But something out there the scientists don't know about must be making gold. Some guy, Dr. Kobayashi, has said. Or it's possible the neutron star collisions make way more gold than existing models suggest. In either case, astrophysicists still have a lot of work to do before they can explain where all that fancy bling came from. So there you go. It's just a star that got turned inside out and then suddenly became gold on Earth. I don't know. They skipped several very important steps.
Well, I know a pope and a king, well, according to history, have made the making of alchemical gold illegal. And it was actually traded openly at one time. There was raw gold and then there was alchemical gold. So they tell you, well, you can't make gold, this and that. Well, I don't know. There were some pretty crafty people out there at the time.
Yeah, I love how they say, well, all you have to do is bind all these together and get this really intense nuclear fusion together and create one nucleus. And that's all it takes to make gold, because that's how you do it. So it either has to be stars getting turned inside out from a supernova or neutron stars colliding. But I mean, there's just
don't worry, you can't do it. So
right. No other way to
don't
make
even try.
I wonder how they would tell the difference if you're trading on the market between raw gold and alchemical gold.
I'm not sure.
And if it's that different, did you really make gold?
Exactly.
Or did you just make
we are
yellow lead?
coming up on a break.
We already got about 90 seconds before we hit that break. We have rambled a whole first segment away.
Where's the space lettuce pile at? I was just dropping things in the Ironworks chat.
It should be there in the October show prep.
October show prep. Okay, I'll have to find that one.
Yeah. I try to stay up on it at the beginning of each month and getting it switched over.
October show prep. Yeah, I was looking at something. You know, Elon Musk is just a moron.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a troll.
Every time that guy speaks, it seems like he got dumber and dumber and dumber. He was just talking about something, and he has no scientific vocabulary whatsoever. Yeah, we did this, and it's pretty cool, and yeah, it's really awesome, and I'm really proud of everybody because they're amazing and they're awesome and it's great and it's just so cool. It's like, really? This is how you super genius Tony Stark types talk?
Oh,
I don't know.
He just got money, that's all. Anyway, this is the Ironworks right here on Truth Frequency Radio. We shall be right back after these brief messages. Stick around.
Extendivite, a 7-herb combination made from garlic, cayenne, hawthorn, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, valerian, and milk thistle. Extendivite feeds our body with the right nutrients to keep us healthy. Just listen to what Arthur has to say.
I was just calling to tell you what a great product you have. I had used this about, 10 years ago after I had congestive heart failure. And it fixed me up and got me going for the last 10 years. Lately, I've been having heart trouble again. So I placed another one because this was the only thing that ever worked. And I just wanted to let you know that you have a great product.
To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
Do you want to lose weight but have no idea where to begin? The Fast Start Diet, a 3-day weight loss plan, is the answer. 3 days of nutritionally balanced, calorie-restricted meals delivered right to your door. No shopping, no measuring, and no cooking. Everything is prepared for you and ready to eat at home or on the go. The Fast Start Diet has all the amazing benefits of intermittent fasting without starving. We've helped thousands of people who have struggled to reach their weight loss goals. Isn't it time we helped you? With the Fast Start Diet, you'll lose weight and feel great.
Find us on Amazon or go to faststartdiet.com and use promo code POWER to get $10 off your first box. As a special bonus, we will include our #1 rated Lipo3 appetite suppressant spray free with your order. Whatever your diet plans are, start with us at faststartdiet.com and use promo code POWER.
For 5,000 years, the world was ruled with wooden ships by one man. 242 years ago, a small group of free men crafted a new nation built on liberty and freedom. Global elites have been fighting to destroy this new nation called America ever since. Based on actual events, Charm of Favor tells a true story of how they corrupted the election system. They infiltrated federal agencies and murdered witnesses, judges, and even presidents to keep from being caught. Now, the largest and wealthiest crime syndicate the world has ever known has been drawn out of the shadows. They have killed hundreds of Americans and recently attempted to assassinate half our congressmen. Still, they escape arrest through an almost supernatural charm of favor. Read Charm of Favor and be prepared to open your eyes to what may lie just around the corner. Charm of Favor is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
No hate, no hype, no fear. Real people, real radio.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Wake up, it's a brand new day.
Wake up. And welcome back to the second segment of the Ironworks right here on Truth Frequency Radio.
Daily life on the International Space Station can be challenging. Even simple tasks here on Earth are much more difficult in orbit, like going to the bathroom. But that's about to get a little easier, especially for the growing number of women astronauts. From member station WMFE, Brendan Byrne reports NASA is sending a new toilet to the ISS.
When it comes to building NASA's next toilet, Jim Fuller takes pride in his work.
You know, when the astronauts have to go, we want to allow them to boldly go.
Fuller is a project manager at Collins Aerospace, working on the $23 million contract with NASA on the agency's next generation POTI, or in NASA speak, the Universal Waste Management System. The new Cosmic Commode is smaller, lighter, more efficient, and built with 3D printed parts, so it can be fixed easily in space. That's because the agency plans to send this toilet not only to the International Space Station, but to the Moon and one day maybe Mars. To do that, engineers had to shrink down the system, says NASA's Melissa McKinley.
The space capsules are very small, and use of the toilet area takes up a lot of space on a spacecraft, and we want to get that as usable as possible, but minimize it where we can.
Going to the bathroom in space is not easy, and space toilets are complex.
Number 2, right here. I'll show you. But you see it's pretty small?
Astronaut Sunny Williams demonstrated how to use one when she was on the ISS in 2012. In space, you can't...
All right, look, there's like, I'm not even halfway through with this. I'm not going to sit down and listen. I used to be a big fan of NPR, but God, that's 3 minutes of, I have a new toilet.
I can't believe they didn't drop the price at all.
Well, no. If anything, it goes up.
It proud of their $23 million toilet.
And
it's got foot rails, though, people.
I'll tell you what. This time last week, I wouldn't have thought that much about it. But apparently, turds in space is a pretty big thing. Apparently, it's not uncommon for astronauts to just drop a deuce and shake it out their pant leg.
I could not believe that. I still have trouble believing that was real. Did that come from NASA?
According to the people that made the animation, because there's a video that I played, they took the audio, and then they created this animation of these astronauts in the capsule and this turd floating around.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm guessing they had this audio, found this audio, and got as much of a kick out of it as we did.
Best of the best, folks.
The best of the best.
That was Apollo 10. I don't know when they first started going around the moon, but yeah, there's no way. We're not going to go through it again, but most terrifying situation in your life, folks. You know, most uncertain. If you hate flying, you're up there flying on a plane. For me, it would be like in a submarine surrounded by sharks. Yeah, I'm going to just go drop a deuce and giggle about it and, you know, let's play with our poo or, you know, in the most dangerous environment. No. No, I'm not buying it.
No, it doesn't seem. Well, I mean,
I know they play with their poo down here on Earth. We're not even going to get into that. No, I don't want it. It's too early. People losing their breakfast, lunch, and stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't need any of that nasty potty humor. We're highbrow around here. Nothing but serious news
Twinkle,
stories.
twinkle, little star.
how I wonder what you are, like a diamond in the sky. That familiar nursery rhyme may actually have a ring of truth.
This is Innovation Now, bringing you stories behind the ideas that shape our future.
Geologists explain how diamonds are formed. Carbon and other carbon-based materials are put under tremendous heat and pressure over millions of years and are then pushed up from Earth's mantle through volcanic eruptions. But recently, scientists are talking about a new form of diamond, one that exists in outer space. Scientists have discovered a super-Earth they believe is a diamond planet. The star system, located about 40 light-years from Earth, is primarily made up of carbon, iron, and silicon. Millions of years of pressure and heat have slowly turned the planet's carbon mantle into diamond. Now, as much as 1/3 of the planet's mass may be made up of the crystalline stone. And as NASA's exoplanet exploration program continues the search for planets beyond our solar system, it is safe to assume we will find other shining examples of geologically unique worlds in space.
Facebook is...
There we go. The diamond planet. Now you've heard it. Not only are there planets where it rains diamonds, there are planets made wholly from diamond. Whew. That's some stuff right there. I mean, I don't know what exactly, but it's definitely some stuff. See what else we got going on here this morning. I actually did go through a little bit.
I was muted. Isn't a light year like 5 trillion miles? Something like that.
Yeah, that sounds good. Why not?
So that thing was only 200 trillion miles away, and they're trying to tell us what it's made of.
What it's made of, yeah.
They don't even know what's on the bottom of our ocean. And they're telling us what's 40 or 200 trillion miles away.
Right.
Ugh, I used to buy all this shit. Just, oh, okay, they know. Dum-de-dum.
Sounds good. That's smart. That's real smart. That's super smart.
Go Spaceball. Did you see are they playing football this year?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
I was telling me something about they're having playoffs for something right now.
Hockey, I think. No? Yeah, hockey. I'm pretty sure they're having hockey playoffs right now. Stanley Cup, I thought, is or was.
I don't know. I can't believe sports are still alive without being able to go to the games. I figured it would live at least a year, maybe a couple more years, but yeah, I don't see sports making it if you can't go and sit in a stadium and get drunk. I don't know.
I mean, I think they could probably make it work. They got so many people identifying as... I'm from St. Louis.
That's what I'm saying.
Those are St. Louis Cardinals. I did that. I won the World Series. Yay. I'm so happy. I'm going to get a t-shirt. I'm going to get stickers on my car. I want to get all kinds of stuff because it makes me feel like I did something when my local baseball team wins. Because sports ball.
Go sports ball.
Yay, sports ball.
Did you see we're going to pick up another moon?
I did see that. Well, after you dropped it in the chat, but I was loading it up into the crawler underneath.
Yeah, they're telling us that they think it's a space debris that we shot up there back in 1966. It's part of a rocket or something like that.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. But it'll help, blah, 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 us determine other things that we've shot into space and left up there in the future, if it is what we think it is. I was thinking this might be the start of the alien invasion because they're saying it can't be an asteroid. It's moving way too slow. Blah, blah, blah. It's like within perfect unison of Earth's blah, blah, blah.
Seems like we talked about this maybe last Friday or on Tuesday or something. This sounds really familiar.
We could have.
I don't know. Sounds familiar. But you'd think with all this orbiting space junk, it'd be hard to differentiate.
Well, yeah, hundreds of thousands of pieces or whatever are up there floating around at all times and blah, 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 blah.
And just so we're clear, are those not mini moons? Any piece of space debris, is that not a mini moon? Is it follows the Earth and orbits with the Earth and goes with the Earth and
I thought it had
ISS?
to be so big to have these certain names. Mini moon, moon, asteroid. Because if it's not that big, we just call them asteroids. I always thought. We have a bunch of those floating around us at all times. Blah, 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 blah. They could kill us at any second.
Well, maybe an asteroid can also be a moon.
I've seen the moons of Jupiter. Or the lights around Jupiter.
Those lights that seem to interact with that large ball in the sky.
Yeah. Never seen Saturn's moons, though. They say there's like 5 of them, but they go like all around it. It's not like in a perfectly straight line. I don't know how they justify some of the things that they say.
Through the appearance of legitimacy and authority. Because as long as you don't question them, if it never dawns on you that they might not know what they're talking about, then they don't have to justify the things that they say. They can say pretty much whatever they want. They can sell you a ruby bridge on a diamond planet. And you'll just sign up on the waiting list. Because that's how I was. Until I realized that I could even question that stuff. I didn't have to take anybody's word for anything, turns out. And this is what a show is like without Walter here.
I know, isn't it? I got to get back into film mode, like Walt does.
So, yesterday was my birthday. But not only was it my birthday, but the National Aeronautics and Space Administration officially began its operations on October 1st, 1958. Just 3 months after President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed into law the National Aeronautics and Space Act in July of that same year.
Illuminati confirmed.
Illuminati confirmed.
Josh and NASA have the same birthday. I always knew there was something fishy about you now.
That's the sardines in my pocket. According to NASA, Eisenhower signed the National Aeronautics and Space Act, creating the NASA Space Agency after the Soviet Union flew the first 2 Sputnik satellites in 1957 and a third Sputnik satellite in May of 1958. The new agency incorporated elements of the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, NACA, which was founded in 1915 to further U.S. aeronautics research efforts. President Eisenhower nominated T. Keith Glennon, the president of the Case Institute of Technology in Cleveland, Ohio, to be the first to be NASA administrator, and Hugh to be the first. Wait a minute. President of Case Institute of Technology in Cleveland, Ohio, to be the first to be NASA administrator, and Hugh L. Dryden, director of NACA, to be the first deputy administrator of NASA. Glennon served until 1961, and Dryden served until 65. NASA began its first operations out of the Dolly Madison House on Lafayette Square in Washington, D.C., which served as the first headquarters of the new space agency until 1961. NASA's current headquarters are located at the Mary W. Jackson NASA Headquarters building in Washington, D.C. The current NASA building is named after Mary W. Jackson, a black NASA mathematician and aerospace engineer. According to a NASA history of the day, within 10 days of NASA beginning its operations on October 1st, 1958, it launched its first successful spacecraft with the Pioneer 1 mission. Wow, from the fledgling Cape Canaveral launch facility in Florida. That's impressive. Only took 10 days. 10 days from its creation before it's launching things up into space. Good to know. The spacecraft did not achieve its mission goal to orbit the moon due to a rocket malfunction, but it did rise to a record altitude of 70,000 miles above the Earth's surface and collected data confirming the existence of the Van Allen radiation belt in 1958, mind you. Since its first days, NASA has gone to launch on numerous space missions. NASA's space accomplishments include the first manned mission to the moon with Apollo 11 and several Mars rover missions, such as the 97 Sojourner rover mission and the 2011 Curiosity rover mission. NASA is moving forward with plans to return to manned missions on the moon through the Artemis series of space missions. The Artemis missions have a goal to return people to the surface of the moon by 2024. Just a little over 3 years. NASA has also caught attention in recent months for its support for the Tom Cruise to film a new movie in space. So there we go. There we go. Same birthday.
Movies in space.
I'm 43, NASA's 62. Hooray for us.
Trying to get some numerology in there, but it's just not happening.
So speaking of NASA, going to Mars, they sent the Opportunity rover up to Mars. And last summer, with a dense planet-wide dust storm approaching its position in Mars's Perseverance Valley, NASA's Opportunity rover shut down.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a second. So on Mars, they have planet-wide dust storms, right?
Apparently.
Why the hell are we going there? Do we have planet-wide anything here on Earth? A storm?
No.
No, that would be insane. Nobody. Why are we going to Mars? Why are we wasting anything to put people on a place that it sounds horrible? It sounds like Vegas without Vegas.
Oh,
yeah, exactly, Steven.
Damn potty mouth.
I agree. No, fuck them. I agree. It's just, yeah. I just don't get it. I don't understand how anybody thinks that this is a good idea or a worthwhile thing to spend billions and billions, trillions in the long run.
It was a little early. But after NASA's Opportunity rover shut down systems on June 10th and entered hibernation mode, months after the system settled, NASA has officially declared the rover dead.
For now. Something's going to happen. Batteries are going to fire back up, and that thing was supposed to be dead 4 months after it landed. It's been over a decade, people. How many batteries have you ever bought that say, yeah, this will last, this many hours, and it goes like 50,000 times that.
So this is a
We
quote.
should mute him.
This is a quote from Jim Bridenstine, the director over there at NASA. He says, "It's because of trailblazing missions such as Opportunity that there will come a day when our brave astronauts walk on the surface of Mars. And when that day arrives, some portion of that first footprint will be owned by the men and women of Opportunity, and a little rover that never defied the odds and did so much in the name of exploration." What if he thinks this shit ahead of time and writes it down? Or if he just comes up with this horse shit off the top of his head? I'd be curious. It does say that NASA didn't call it quits until trying every possible method to get the Opportunity to phone home. Over the past 7 months, we've attempted to contact Opportunity rover 600 times, says John Klaas, project manager for Opportunity at JPL. Initially, NASA engineers used NASA's Deep Space Network to ping the rover during a scheduled wake up. Damn it. My soundboard's turned down. That would have worked really well if it had played. During the scheduled wake-up windows, they also sifted through radio signals emanating from Mars to see if one might happen to be Opportunity's voice. However, the rover still wouldn't respond. In a final attempt to make contact, the team implemented new transmission strategies to determine if low-likelihood events were preventing the rover from sending signals. A low-likelihood event. Like a little Martian. Picked it up and ran home with it as a new toy. Look, Mom, look what I found. That's pretty unlikely. That's a low-likelihood event. Anyway, we have and will continue to use multiple techniques in our attempts to contact the rover, says Kalas at the time. These new command strategies are in addition to the sweep and beep commands we have been transmitting up to the rover since September. Some of the scenarios that they did investigate were that the rover's planetary X-band radio, which Opportunity uses to communicate with Earth, has failed. Both its primary and secondary X-band radios have failed. Or the rover's internal clock, which provides a time frame for its computer brain, is offset. They forgot to take into account the blessed time change from Earth to Mars.
The daylight savings threw them off. Yep.
There was a glimmer of hope, though, on September 20th, when HiRISE, a high-resolution camera on board NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, captured a satellite image showing Opportunity. Look closely at the image above, and you can see a tiny white dot in the center of the square. There's a picture there, trust me. I'm assuming there's a tiny white square, or tiny white dot there. I'm sure that there is. But they're telling us that's the Opportunity rover. Cool. Unlike the Curiosity rover, which runs off a nuclear-powered battery, Opportunity relied purely on solar cells to charge its lithium batteries. While the rover endured massive dust storms before, the intensity of this one, described by NASA officials as a dark, perpetual night, coupled with its unprecedented length, proved to be too much for the plucky little robot.
I love how the solar panels just magically cleared off.
After the first couple?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
and
is.
There was footprints that looked like there was around the rover, all over around it. What, is Devon Island closed down right now? Are they not allowed to go there or something?
COVID. Mm-hmm.
The Mars rover caught the COVID. They don't know what to do.
And the Martians ran off with it. Now we don't know what to do.
We send in a helicopter up there real soon.
Yep. That's what it is. We need to send some drones and some helicopters. Launch a missile. Send a Patriot missile up there. Send Mars some freedom.
Mars's atmosphere on the surface is like our atmosphere at 100 and something thousand feet. Now, how many helicopters that could get lift, not even get up there. I mean, we can't even get rockets, jets to fly at 100,000 feet. There's nothing up there to push off of. This helicopter would not fly. Did you see the test they did for it? It went up like a ½ inch or 2 inches, something like that. And there was a wire holding it from the top. And they were saying that's the gravity part. That's the part that, so we pull it up a little bit. So it's like Mars's gravity. So the thing is tethered by a string, and they're saying they're getting lift out of it. Now, the string looked pretty taut to me most of the time.
Sticks and shadows. Gigantic pendulums. Martian helicopters on a wire. Anyway, this is the Ironworks. We'll be back with hour number 2 right after this.
Truth Frequency Radio is your #1 source for news and information without the hate, hype, and fear. We're proud to feature cutting-edge programs like Beyond the Veil with Chris and Cherie Geo, Squared with Brooks Agnew, Paranormal Portal with Brent Thomas, Charanism Raw with Charon and Nissa, Fearless with Frank Castle, Strange World with Mark Sargent, The Eye of Ra with Ra Castaldo, The Infinite Fringe with Billy Ray, Ironworks with Josh Corey, The Kev Baker Show, and dozens more. Did you know you can listen from any telephone by dialing 641-793-711-717 or call into your favorite show toll free at 833 TFR Live. Uncensored talk and news you won't hear in the mainstream media. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
This is a Fox News alert. COVID in the Oval Office. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. President Trump tweeting just a few hours ago that he and the First Lady have both tested positive for the coronavirus. Those results coming in shortly after presidential advisor Hope Hicks began showing symptoms and tested positive as well. Last evening, the president telling Fox's Hannity.
She knows there's a risk, but she's young, and I just went out for a test. They just do it. It'll come back later, I guess. And the First Lady also, because we spend a lot of time with Hope and others.
Fox News has learned that White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows has tested negative. Johns Hopkins University health policy expert and Fox News contributor Dr. Marty Makary adding some perspective.
Well, I think it's important to remember that 99+% of people who are in the same shoes as President Trump right now will have a full recovery doing absolutely nothing.
The president is 74 years old. His age would put him in a higher risk group. But White House sources tell Fox News both the president and the First Lady are without symptoms. Just 32 days away from the election, the positive tests certain to have an impact on the presidential race.
Joe Biden, from the start, has made his case to replace Donald Trump based on his handling of the pandemic. It's fair to say that you will see a couple of things coming. One will be a heightened criticism from the president's critics today, a little bit of I told you so sort of thing. And then number two, perhaps an actual impact on the debate schedule.
Fox's Griff Jenkins reports the president has postponed a fundraiser scheduled for today at a rally that had been planned for Florida tonight. After modest gains on Wall Street Thursday, Dow futures plunged overnight on word of the president's illness, now trading about 300 points lower. America is listening to Fox News.
You must unite.
We are TFR. Truth Frequency
morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Reputable information comes from random people on the internet. The Earth is flat. It's good.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard.
And welcome back to the Ironworks. Sorry, I was got thrown off. Had to brush my teeth while I was upstairs. Tried to do that real quick and threw all my timing off. So I was trying to get my brain focused back into the groove in which it should be, and I just wasn't quite there. But welcome back for hour number 2 of the Ironworks. Zach and I just hanging out, hoping Walt might pop in at some time. I saw the Adam Meekin in chat. It's not beyond the realm of possibility that he pop in as well. Big shout out to everybody joining us this morning. They're in the YouTube chats and over there on tfrlive.com/chat. We do appreciate everybody hanging out with us this morning.
I love a little Meekin in the AM.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, he's Adam doesn't have a dog anymore. It's Marie's dog now. Nothing to do with Adam. Doesn't want to be around Marie. Any other dog goes to smell Marie. She's not having it. He said she is so protective of Marie. And wherever she is, wherever Marie goes, that's where she'll be.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like she's found herself a good home and she is very happy.
Don't mind me, I'm just trying to skin up, as they say.
Yeah, I'm preparing a little something myself. Just woke Jaren up. School is so weird now.
I'm glad you remembered because I forgot to remember.
Did you ever have classes that were like 2 hours long?
Oh, hell no.
I went to school and it was 7 classes a day, 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And they were the same 7 classes every day.
Well, at least for one semester. Sometimes you get a semester-long class and you switch over to do something else the next.
And then every 9 weeks or whatever, you'd switch, and, a couple of the classes might switch. But it was a pretty normal schedule. Jaren goes Monday, and he has 2 or 3 classes that are 2 hours long, something like that. And he's off Tuesday, and he goes Wednesday, and it's the same thing. And all the classes are different. He only has 1 class a week in each study.
And these are
so dumb.
This is being reported by his teachers, or this is just something that he told Bob and Cammie that this is his schedule that he downloaded off the internet.
No, Cammie's pretty wise about Jaren and his what's the good word?
Antics.
Yeah, antics. No, they make sure they know. They talk to the teachers and everything. Yeah, he's getting used to it. I think he's trying to turn over a new leaf and not terrorize the IT department.
Well, that's nice.
I mean, in Denver, like when he was 5, he started getting into their system and showing their weaknesses. It was like kindergarten or first grade. He's in there, oh no, you can get into your home computer from here. Look, sitting on his teacher's lap, showing her how to get into her emails from home. Yeah, he's a character. He's funny. A little serious. I guess computer people are more technical but yeah, he cracks me up. But yeah, they started doing something like that a couple years after I left school. But it was still an everyday thing. And I don't even know how they did it. But I did that like my whole high school, grammar school, everything, you 45 minutes or whatever, 50 minutes for a class, a couple minutes to get to your next class, you had a lunch period. I don't see how this could be better in any way whatsoever. Maybe because they're not focusing on so much stuff all at once. I don't know. I keep telling Bob and Cammie, Jaren's. I mean, he could test out of high school right now and just start college. I mean, he knows what he wants to do. He's going to program. He's going to be a computer programmer. He's going to write software, things like that. And he's better at it than, most of the people that would be trying to teach him something about this stuff. I just don't get it when you have children that know what they want to do and are really good at it. I think that's where their attention should be focused. He should have 2 hours every day he's there on just computer programming, learning something about that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great to have other things, to influence him, introduce him to new things. Maybe he'll find something he likes even more. That's fine. But this whole pass-fail, if you don't know this about history, you don't get to graduate high school to become a computer programmer. It's all, they get them into the rat race so young now, and they want them, to get into that groove and just get stuck in there and never get out. And this is when they do it, when they're children. They break them.
Yep. And I can totally appreciate wanting to have those people around you with sort of a minimum knowledge base, at least. But you want the people at the bank to know how to count. And right, you want people to be able to have some basic knowledge, sure. But again, when you start talking about standardized public education, then it's not really about what you know. It's about making sure you think the way that they want you to think, which is, of course, not questioning their authority or any real authority whatsoever, governmental or otherwise. And they just guise herd mentality on the pretext of education. We're just trying to give you this base knowledge, this minimum amount of knowledge to operate and function in today's society. But that seems to be getting less and less and less, right down to the sort of end of term tests an 8th grader would take 80 years ago compared to an end of term test a senior in high school might take today. And I bet you
senior could pass it.
Right. I bet you there's few of us that could pass an 8th grade class from 80 years ago. Because it's just been minimized and minimized and minimized generation after generation. Things like Common Core math. It doesn't take very many years for most parents to just tune out. Math, I don't know. You guys use some weird way that I was never taught. I can't help you. I am of no use, says the parent, when it comes to educating their child. Because that's not how I was taught. And the kids have to do it the way that they're being taught now. without any other sort of outside influence. You can't teach them to do it a different way and then just spit the answer out at the teacher with the right answer. They have to be able to show their work and show that they're doing this stupid way of doing the math.
Yeah, you have to do it our way.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, we were talking about this last night about how stupid math is now. Bob, even when he was in school, he used to get in trouble because he would do stuff in his head. They would say, no, you have to write it all out because we think you're cheating. So he would write it all out, but it wouldn't be the way that they wanted him to do it. You know, you have to do it in this order. And you can do math multiple ways and come up with the same answer.
Yep.
And as long as the answer is right, I don't see what the big deal. I got in trouble a lot for not showing my work. I think it was 4th grade. The teacher, she couldn't stand me. I didn't take my schooling seriously either in 4th grade, just like 1st grade. But yeah, I do all the math in my head, and I just put the answer down. No, you have to show all of it. So I used to hand in like 3 sheets of paper for math homework. It'd be like 50 problems or something like that. You had to do them all. And I would take up 2 lines for every number. I'd write it real big, and each one would be like huge, and I'd turn that in. Well, I'm showing all my work. I was a smart ass.
Yeah, me too. See, that sounds like some
Even
shit that I would do.
11 years old.
Yep.
But it was stupid. It was petty. I mean, if some kids can get it, and it wasn't like we had phones and stuff. You couldn't hide a calculator back then,
No.
It was like a Game Boy sitting on your desk. Yeah, no, I don't know. This whole way that they do math and all this stuff now, just memorize your multiplication tables. Just do it. It's that simple. Yes, some children can't do it. And I am sorry for them, and they're going to have a harder time. But let's not make every child, let's not put crutches on every child or a cast on every child because one kid has a broken leg and has a cast. That doesn't make sense. We don't weaken everybody to be as weak as our weakest link.
Just what I was thinking.
And that's what this whole no child left behind, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it all sounds good when you say it. Oh, listen, no child left behind. That's great. Yeah, it always sounds great the way they word things. But what they're really saying is we're going to hold back every child and make everybody equal. And those that excel, they're not going to get anything extra. Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody's a winner. And then we have these people getting out of college like they are today, walking around all entitled, thinking that the world should be handed to them on a plate.
Yep.
That life's not fair. Well, guess what? Yeah, life isn't fair. Get used to it. That's what my mom told me. When I was, 10, 11, 12, whatever, if I would say that's not fair, that's what my mom would say. Life's not fair. You're going to have to get used to that. She didn't sugarcoat that crap for me. Yeah, it's crazy the way they have made this society the way it is. And you see society programming and things like that. It's very possible. And you don't have to really change a whole lot to get, That's all I had to do was say, no child left behind. Everybody gets a trophy. That changed, at least this country, I know.
Christine Mose in chat says, it translates into the triumph of the mediocre.
Yeah.
It's a great way to put it. Yeah, it really is. Shout out to Doc Michael in chat. Good to see you hanging about.
What's up, Doc? Are you going to make it to Flattoberfest, man? was hoping to see you out there.
What's that? What's Flattoberfest? Tell us all about it.
Oh, Flattoberfest is a group gathering of like-minded individuals that will be happening October 24th. Jeez, that's coming up. 22 days away. In Greensville?
Yep.
Greensville, South Carolina. One-day event. Tickets can be found at flattoberfest.com.
Link should be in the description.
Yeah, Cammie and I will be there putting on a kind of like a workshop. We won't be up on stage or anything doing a presentation. We're going to be there pretty much all day. And I have some of my toys out and Cammie's toys out, and we're just going to let people play with them like we do.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We'll have the Vandergraaf out there, the Tesla coil, we'll have electrophorus, electroscope, one of those old school monitors with the deep backs. You can put a magnet on, and it makes all kinds of crazy stuff on there. We'll have the mirror scopes going, the gyroscopes. We're going to have a couple of them there. Yeah, it should be fun.
Nothing like a good cathode ray tube to play with.
Yeah, one of these days.
Oh, Doc says his ride canceled, and he's not going to be able to make it.
Oh, that sucks, Doc. That sucks. Well, I'm sure our paths are going to cross again here one day, man. Yeah, and if you've never been to any type of meetup, it doesn't have to be one of the fests or one of the conferences or something like that. Try to find a meetup near you. Believe me, if it's a 2-hour drive, it'll be worth it. Even if there's only 5 people there. The energy that those 5 people will be putting off will be like nothing you felt in a while. You know, the electricity and the excitement and just the camaraderie that you get being around other like-minded people like that. You can't explain it. I mean, you meet one of these people on the road and it changes your day for the rest of the day, maybe even the whole week. You meet another random flat earther and you're just like, wow, yeah, you're buzzing. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. Like you get within their magnetic field and something happens. Like this switch goes off and you guys know that, you know, you're in the know. I don't know if I could say no any more times than that.
No.
But yeah, it's hard to explain.
Liz, the Iron Maiden in chat, she says that she tried watching that show Utopia that I'd mentioned on Tuesday. She says it's just way too creepy and nasty. She says it's a pity because she thinks the story would be good. And it really was. It was a better show than I thought it would be. And I don't pay a whole lot of attention usually. It's Dixie watching. I'm just usually kind of there. I'm usually neck deep in something else. But sometimes I will just sit and watch with her. And from what I saw, this seemed to be pretty well produced. There was some pretty good stuff going on there as far as entertainment value goes. But there was definitely some parallels between that and what is happening now, especially by the end of the show. You're just like, oh, okay.
They've never even heard of it. Utopia. Yeah. It's a show?
It's a show on Amazon Prime. I'm trying to think what would be a good way to describe it. It's really kind of hard because it involves several different aspects to it. But basically, there is a comic book out there that if you can interpret the signs and symbols encoded in the comic book, you can see the future, basically, or events. It foretells of events to come. And it was a 2-part comic book. I think it was like Dystopia and Utopia. And Dystopia came out first, and there were people that, just loved the story and that got into all the signs and symbols. So it had this like big underground fan base. And then Utopia was released, or somebody found a copy of Utopia, the original version. And it was this whole thing to track down the author of the comic and trying to decipher all the signs and symbols to figure out what's coming next. And it's all centered around basically diseases and vaccines and things like that. It's definitely worth a watch as far as entertainment goes. Again, if you have a TV and you can separate yourself from the brainwashing that occurs there, then that's one I would recommend. Otherwise, I don't recommend TV generally.
I'm a child at heart. When I watch something, it's horrible to say, but it's usually cartoon based. I like Rick and Morty. I like Archer. I don't really watch. And then I'll watch movies. I love old movies. I've been on a Clint.
Dick, Gravity.
Yeah, I love the old spaghetti westerns with Clint Eastwood. Those old Sergio Leone movies from Italy. Those things, man, I love them. Don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I always wanted to live in that time.
Same. But my dad was one of the original LARPers. And he did the reenactments of like the French trapper
trading post
like rendezvous reenactments that they would do. And this was back in the late 70s, early 80s. Well, he did it probably right through the 80s. But yeah, the live action role playing. So he'd always kind of had that mentality. So even when they started their bed and breakfast, he
had half of it down.
He sort of had to incorporate that and tried to work like almost a whole experience into staying at the bed and breakfast. And you'd get, my dad dressed up in his old cowboy get up and come down the road in a horse and buggy and take you on a buggy ride through the country roads and down by the river and all kinds of things. It was a whole experience when they first started doing it. It wasn't just show up, stay at a cabin, and leave. You actually interacted with my dad, which is always an experience. But I'll be damned if we aren't 2 minutes, 3 minutes away from a break again.
What is going on with time?
It's something about the Ironworx, something about hanging out here on TFR and all the fine folks in chat that we get every Tuesday and Friday mornings. I think the cooler the people that show up, the faster time accelerates.
I want to fast forward until, I've thought about that so many times. Fast forwarding. And then I thought, you know how much you could miss in just 10 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if, that 10 minutes you're trying to fast forward through, 1 minute in, that's when the shit hit the fan. Like, serious shit hit the fan. And you come back to, and like, you're in your work, and the whole place is empty now. And you come back to, and you're just like, okay, what's going on? Where is everybody? Why is it? Enjoy every second, folks. If you can't enjoy it, at least cherish it.
Cherish it. I highly recommend enjoying it because you never know what the hell's going to happen from 1 minute to the next. And you know, just the way I love it when I least expect it. In strolls, most nonchalantly, Mr. Walter Johnson. Walt, how the hell are you this morning?
Hey guys, stopping in for just a second. Really and truly, literally right before this break, I see it about to hit. And say, hey, I miss you guys. I love you guys. Thank you all for the support and love. Happy birthday, Josh.
Thanks.
I know it's a day late, but I love you.
Oh.
Hey, Zach. Hey, everybody in chat, I
Love
don't
you
even know
all.
who's there. I was trying to get in and see, but I couldn't get my system working here. But yeah, I'm about to hit the road in about 10 minutes. So I
You
thought
be
I would
safe
take this
travels
second.
and all that good
I will,
stuff.
definitely. Thank you, guys. I'll probably pop my headset on and listen to the last few minutes of this show on our way out. So thank you all. Love you all. I'll miss y'all this afternoon, too.
Well, we will definitely miss you. It'll be strange not having you there.
Yes, it'll be strange not being there. And if I thought there was any way I could pop in on the headset and get in the call, I would. But we'll see where I'm at that point in time. We may be headed back, and I could, make a loud car call. Like, this isn't loud with the fan, I know, but
it's not bad at all, really.
Come in for the landing. See, I'm going to sign off. Perfectly timed. All right, guys. I love y'all. I thank y'all.
I love you too,
Walt.
Walt.
Have a great rest of the show. Bye.
Don't worry about the show. Just support Michelle.
You got it. I'll send her a lot of love, too, for y'all.
Perfect. Bye. Love you. Bye. See? That's how I like it. Completely unexpected. That was Walt. This is Zach and Josh still hanging out with you the rest of the morning, or at least for another 30. We'll be right back.
From the dawn of man, we have turned to nature to help attain balance within ourselves. But somewhere, we lost our way. Western culture is once again remembering the healing benefits of CBD, the non-psychoactive component of the hemp plant. That's why more and more people who use CBD report relief from inflammation and chronic pain, balanced blood sugar and cardiovascular system, relief from muscle tensions, tremors, migraines, headaches, anxiety, depression, and the list goes on. The big question is, where do you get it? IALife is a 99% pure CBD oil made with all organic ingredients, and it's available to TFR listeners worldwide. If you use coupon code TFR at checkout, you'll get $5 towards your order. Head on over to ialife.com now. That's AYA life.com.
Your home has needs. It needs a healthy, dry environment all year round. Start by getting rid of the worst air in the basement and crawl space, where the problems begin and make the whole house sick. Introducing the new Smart Wave Ventilation Unit. It has advanced technologies to continuously reduce moisture, mold, and odors, and expel radon, gases, and pollutants. And now, Wave units include carbon monoxide detection to automatically expel air at a high rate and send you an alert. It also has an app so you can remotely monitor the conditions. Wave is a comprehensive, maintenance-free, affordable solution that will transform your entire home. Protect your home and family with what it needs. Give it a new Smart Wave Ventilation Unit. For more information, call 888-717-WAVE. That's 888-717-WAVE. Or go to dryhealthyhome.com. That's dryhealthyhome.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death. This is Uncle Walt from the Ironworx. Josh, Corey, and I have chosen to look at life with no fear. No fear of the unknown. No fear of questions about the supposedly well-known. No fear of ridicule for thinking outside the familiar fool's lines. No fear of the boot on the neck of those refusing the party line. No fear of taking on those so convinced of their beliefs they would sooner drink the Kool-Aid than believe they've been fools made. In this world filled with me too, cattle think, can truth's protective layers be peeled back to show the tender, juicy pink? Are we all just grist for the mill? Souls sold against our will, or is that just how it feels? When you're filled to the rim with trivialities so fear-filled and grim, break clear of the fear right here, Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 a.m. on TFR. Josh and I and you will hammer out the impurities of technology-driven groupthink, fold in a dash of logic, and quench it all with a bit of absurdity. The Ironworx. Break clear of the fear.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
You're listening to Truth Frequency Radio.
We are TFR.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are the way, we are the way, we are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch.
Dumb fuck.
Time to roll.
I agree, Stephen. Every time I see that fool, I think the same thing.
The same damn thing. He's always in my head. It's like he always knows. He says exactly what it is I'm thinking. It's crazy.
I'm going to do that. I still got to do that. That'll be for Lucas. Every time I say it, he's like, Zach, you got to do that. The interview with Stephen Hawking. I've been thinking about it. Just, once I get that really good line, once you get that little gold nugget, then you can build around it. I'm still waiting for that good zinger just to...
Totally.
Oh, we're going to hell.
It's 4:20. Time to roll.
Come on, Stephen. It's time to roll.
So weird hearing my voice.
Oh, shit.
I think it's because the microphone takes the bass out of my voice.
No, it doesn't.
Well, like when you, when you're talking and you hear yourself in your head, there's a lot more bass,
That's because your nasal passages are vibrating when you talk too. Your whole skull is vibrating, and you're hearing it from the inside out, not the outside in.
Yeah, it's fine. It always sounds different hearing your voice.
I've never liked hearing my own voice, not once ever.
I've noticed it with you. When you're on your microphone, you got that bass. But then when you're on a headset, like on your phone, the bass kind of is gone. It's not as much there.
Yeah, I'm sure the frequencies they use for telephones are considerably smaller than the frequencies that this microphone will pick up and transmit. So I'm sure it just cuts all those lower frequencies and all those higher frequencies out and just gives you that real mid-range, low-quality BS.
It's crazy how much a microphone can do.
It really is.
In the Blues Brothers, he traded the old car, traded it for a microphone. And he's like, yeah, okay, I could see that.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, Jason Lindgren, he knows a lot about that stuff. It's like what he does. Pretty sure Baldini's pretty wise to all that types of stuff too. He always sounds really good.
He does sound always sound really good.
Baldini will be attending Flattoberfest.
Nice.
Just found that out yesterday.
So I was going to have a surprise for you, but I think it got messed up. Not for nothing.
Okay.
Because there's somebody there. Well, they live in Georgia, but I guess they're going to Flattoberfest, and they have these really cool commemorative glasses.
I know someone who lives in Georgia.
I think it's somebody else.
Okay.
I think it's somebody else. Because I don't think that the person we know lives on Tybee Island.
No.
So I think this is somebody else. And they were just personalizing. It was like a regular just tumbler glass. And then it sort of had the Flattoberfest logo and stuff etched on it. Then they would personalize it with your name for $15. Like, that's cool as shit. You just go
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
You just go on eBay and you order it, and then they get passed out and delivered. You go pick it up at Flattoberfest. It'd be there ready waiting for you. So I'm like, that'll be perfect. I'm going to buy Zach a glass. So the personalization was too nice for Rice. And then, like, the instructions were, this is a gift to be picked up by Zachary Zabala.
So am I going to be too nice for Rice?
It looks like
picking up something that says Zachary Zabala on it?
I think you're going to pick up something that says ZACH, ZABALA. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's not.
So maybe it could be that they already made you a glass because they knew you were going to be there, and then I just went ahead and bought you a second one. So you might have two there. Either way.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, thank you, Josh.
I would be on the lookout for one that says too nice for Rice, or somebody that's got one left over that says Zachary Zabala.
Well, thank you, sir.
But it should be there waiting for you to pick up.
It's a beautiful gesture.
I was really looking forward to you having a glass that said too nice for Rice on it.
Yeah, I checked my rice experiment when we got here. It's all still white.
Still no mold, huh? Still too nice for the rice.
No mold from 1,300 miles away. I don't get it. I don't know why it's not molding at all. Did I just... Because I did it like I would do pickles. I sterilized everything and did everything, So it was super sterile. Are people not doing that stuff? That's why they're getting mold?
There's a good chance. There's a good chance, or they're just not doing it well. And they're still allowing some contaminant in there, which is what's growing the mold. Or you, sir, are just too damn nice for the rice.
Yeah, I have my moments, like everybody.
So what else? Was there anything else super exciting that I saw in show chat? A giant hole is eating a web of galaxies on the edge of the universe, on the edge of space-time. That's right.
The edge of space-time.
On the edge of space-time. It has taken virtually the entire lifespan of the universe for the light from the web of the giant to reach Earth. Scientists have peered back in time to the early universe and witnessed an extremely rare sight. A sextet of galaxies entangled in a cosmic web around a young, supermassive black hole. The distant vision sheds light on the long-standing questions about how supermassive black holes bulked up so rapidly after the universe was born. It may be that tight-knit groups of galaxies, known as galaxy overdensities, provided a steady food source that fueled the impressive growth spurts of these objects. Yeah, that wasn't interesting. Yeah, that's garbage.
Speaking on black holes, though, I'm not saying that their space black holes are real, but there is a dark orb in the sky. And astronomers don't talk about it. It's not something you're going to learn at school. But this thing is called Lilith. They've known about it for over 100 years. And it doesn't have anything to do with the eclipses. It's not in the same part of the sky. They know where it is. They can watch it. But if you go to a book, it's an almanac of the planets and the zodiac, pretty much. It's almost more for astrologers. It tells you exactly where the planets are going to be throughout the year and other bodies. The sun, the moon, and even on the cover, it says Lilith. And it's called the Ephemeris. EPHUM or EMURUS, something like Ephemeris. You'll be able to find it. But yeah, right on the cover of it, it even mentions Lilith as one of these bodies in the sky. But it's just a dark orb that emits no light, doesn't reflect light, and they have no idea what it is. And I think that's why they don't talk about it. But it's up there. And they document it, tell you exactly where it is and everything. So there may be black holes, but it's not what they say they are.
Is anything what they say it is at this point?
Now, everything's usually about the exact opposite of what they say it is. Flip it 180, turn it upside down. There you go.
Shake it. See what falls out.
Smack it up, flip it, rub it down.
Oh, no.
Wow, Belle Biv DeVoe. I had a cassette tape of Belle Biv DeVoe.
So did I.
That girl is poison. And then ABC.
Already been chewed?
BBC. The East Coast Family. Now I'm going to start singing. I can't.
Just can't not.
You're about to hear Zach go the high notes.
Do it. Hit that falsetto.
No, I can't.
It's too early.
See,
people are sleeping.
People be dropping off the chats and everything. And that is the sound of a planet?
Nope.
The sun?
No.
I know it's something out there in space. A black hole?
Nope. It's not that ridiculous.
Supernova.
It's not as ridiculous as something out in space.
Noise. Oh, it isn't. What is that? People in chat, help me out. Oh, the Mummy.
Robert Page
right,
got it.
Nice. Robert Page is the winner.
That's it. That is the 3D printed vocal cords of a mummy as air is pushed through them to hear what the mummy sounded like in life.
And that's all he said. He went around just doing that.
All he said.
Eat a dick, Gravity.
Oh, My buttons, my fat sausage fingers, and my little bitty tiny laptop keyboard. I need to do some social distancing on my sound cues. Stop double mashing buttons like that.
I love it. You added a couple, didn't you? I heard it once or twice.
Well, I'm always adding stuff. Well, not always. But sometimes I'll add it and
We
save
made
it.
some Wednesday, didn't you?
What
We
was
were talking about going over old shows and this and that. And
I never did make any.
I thought you made a soundbite. Oh no, you already. Well, yay! I thought you made the one with not for me, okay?
Oh,
dumb fuck.
But not. Yeah, yeah, that one. Oh, I love that.
That's why
Can anybody guess what that is?
That's why I have it right next to this one.
I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch.
Dumb fuck.
I love it. I know who it is. I was listening to that show and I was like, whoa. Wow, that was like right when I first found you guys.
You know, we still pride ourselves on our ability to just relax and have a good time. We try really hard not to be mean and be dicks and just to let people come and, you know, say their truths. It's not very often that we actually encounter friction with guests. So,
yeah, very rarely.
Very rarely. Maybe only.
And I'm sure Wednesday was great, wasn't it?
It was. That may be something that comes out here in a little bit for all those patrons that we have and our Iron Scouts. We may get together a little something from some of our past Wednesday shows, some exclusive content we've been discussing that I actually need to go through and edit together and put out for you guys. Oh, when was Santos on?
2017, I think.
Maybe 2018. I'd have to go back and look. The soundbite I have, it looks like it's marked 2018, but that might even be from when I just clipped that bite. I don't know. It has been quite the long time ago.
I bet we could invite him back on and he'd come on not even remembering.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure his attention span is not that long. If it doesn't directly affect him. Well, I'm the same way. If it doesn't directly affect me, my attention span isn't very long either.
My mom's getting older. And she's talking about, you know, forgetting stuff and this and that and just having a rougher time getting around and this and that. And I was making fun of her about getting old. She's like, I just don't want to end up like one of those old senile people. What if I give people the address or this or that? I was like, it'll be all right. It'll be one of our old addresses, Mom. You'll be telling it's back in Hobart on Fraser Lane. She just started rolling.
All right, let's see what this is. So we did have Santos on. We wanted to discuss and just hang out with Santos. I've always appreciated the work that Santos has put out there. I first found Santos back when I was looking at the law movement and things like that. It was quite a long time ago. So I was kind of excited when I heard that Santos had kind of gotten into the flat earth. So just wanted to have him on, just talk about stuff, hang out with him, get to know him a little bit.
Proven beyond any doubt that there's never been a Jesus and there's never been a globe.
For you.
And no, not for me. It's a fact. It has been proven. Proven. No, not for me. But Jesus the historical is a satanic lie. Not for me, okay?
So, Santos, do you think there are people out there that would say that it is a proven fact that he did exist? Do you think the opposite stance exists?
Hey, listen, whoever that dumb fuck is who said, for you, I want him off this panel or I'm off. Understand?
No, I think it's probably best you leave then.
I was about to say, I think it sounds like...
I didn't want to argue.
See you later, Santos.
My goodness.
That's too bad. So that was our experience with Santos Bonacci. Shout out to Nemo in chat. I just see popped in. It's not often I get to see you hanging out in the chat here in the mornings. Good to see you up and about.
It's a pleasure. Yeah, and Meekin was like on it.
He was.
Like less than a half second delay. And he was, yeah, okay.
Half a beat. All right, then. Bye. And he did take out a bounty on our heads and was offering to give away artwork and all sorts of stuff to his fans on his website for anybody that could take down Iron Realm Media.
It was wild.
It was wild.
And I mean, leading up to that, it wasn't like that just happened out of nowhere. He was very distant the whole show up to that point.
He was a little bit.
You guys were asking him questions, and he'd be like, Santos, are you there? Oh, sorry, could you repeat that? Yeah. I mean, that happened multiple times. Like, he just wasn't there. It was almost like he just wanted to give a presentation and not have a conversation.
Which I'm sure is what that is. When you have a shitty personality, you don't want your personality to shine through. Let me come in, stick to my script, and move on. That way you don't got to see what an asshole I am. And when you break him from your script, that's what you get.
Yeah, that was the only guest I've ever seen, have that reaction with you guys.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'd never, like I said, that's when I was first started listening to you guys. I was like, wow, this show's, and then I was like, man, this is kind of wild here. And then it's never happened again. I mean, we had our Pete and Pete debacle. I was there for that one. But that was pre-show.
That was pre-show, yeah.
Why we have pre-shows. And that was going good until Adam said, hey, I'm a chemist. And then they just flipped out. They didn't know what to do because Adam knows about all that stuff. And, he's done tests and things like that.
It'll it's hard to baffle the chemist with your bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy becoming a chemist. You do have to learn a lot of that stuff, When you ask Adam something about chemistry, he knows it. It's not like he has to go look it up and figure out how to do it. He just knows it. Yeah, I wish I had a cool chemistry teacher. I wish I had an Adam when I was younger.
Me too. Because I had a shitty science teacher, I never liked the science.
Nor I.
I would much rather be a smartass and be passive-aggressive and resistant to the teacher than to drop the ego and just try to take in the information and ignore the presenter. But when you're 14 years old, you can't really do that, and I was just a little peckerhead.
As much as I love all this stuff now, it's weird. Back then, they made it all math-based, at least where I went to school. I didn't get to play with beakers and fluids and all that kind of cool stuff. They didn't let me make the volcano and play with the Bunsen burners. We had them. We had the Bunsen burners. I think they were used one time by the teacher only. There was enough for like every kid in class.
Huh.
Yeah, if they would have let me really get in there and play with the stuff and make stuff and mix stuff, and I would have loved it. But no, it was all reading out of a book and taking tests, doing a bunch of math.
F that noise.
Yeah.
I'm off this panel.
Sorry. But we've only got, yeah, it's right there. It is about 60 seconds and we're out of here.
I love y'all. You guys have a great day. I hope to see you this afternoon or evening or early light, whatever it is for you, over on IRM on YouTube.
That's right.
Starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central.
Maybe 4:30 if we can swing it. I'm not entirely sure how, but you know what? I think we'll just do it. I'll just go live at 4:30 and we'll just play it from there.
Sounds good.
Maybe I'll just have to finish setting up the live stream live whilst streaming.
The iron you need to get what you want.
Anyway, we love you guys. We will see you right back here next week for another exciting episode of the Ironworx on Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Be good, be well. Bye-bye.